Good morning. Get my hot lemon. How are we, guys? I've just lathered myself up in coconut oil, so if I look a little bit shiny, you know exactly why. I don't dare go out inside, out in the sunshine until I've got coconut oil on me. I don't use suntan lotions. That's another story for another time, but I'm just gonna do that real quickly. Yeah, I always make sure that I put coconut oil on, and before people start cringing and going, oh my God, she's wearing coconut oil out in the sun, it's not like slapping sunflower oil on or anything like that. Coconut oil has a natural SPF in it. So that is why I use it. It's very, very good for the skin. It's amazing for removing makeup and stuff. So if I'm looking really shiny, you know why. I've got coconut oil literally smeared all over my body, and I thought, what better time to jump on and do a Facebook Live? Because as you guys know, I don't really care what I look like when I jump on these things. So good morning, happy Wednesday to you wherever you are in the world. As you are jumping on, pop where you are listening in from. I appreciate this is a little bit later than I normally do. I normally come on at 8 o'clock in the morning, and to be honest, I wasn't going to do this Facebook Live this morning, but I've got 20 minutes until my washing is finished. And also I just thought, do you know what? Something popped in my head this morning when I was doing my rituals. And actually, I think if I don't speak about it now, it's going to be very much diluted by the end of the day. So I want to talk all about ego. I want to talk about ego. Now, whenever I start talking about ego, people cringe and people go, oh my God, no, let's not talk about ego. Now, when I refer to ego, I'm talking about, good morning as everyone's jumping on. Hello, let me know where in the world you are. It is amazing to be coming to you live from Dubai. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of live videos over the next few days. And just whilst I say that, actually, Saturday, my webinar, I'm going to be coming to you live from where I am right now. So if you haven't signed up, go sign up for the webinar. It's going to be amazing. I'm really proud of what I've done with the Self-Love Club. So go sign up. It's absolutely free. It's only going to be an hour of your day. Hey, Kelly. Hope you are well, my friend. Yeah, it's going to be an hour of your life, and you know, oh my goodness, maybe I should go outside and just blast the sunshine to you guys, because it is corking over here, as it always is most days, but it's absolutely glorious here. I'm out looking over the marina. In fact, let me take you outside for just one moment. Oh God, look, I'll hold that there whilst I actually master the ability to get out. Look, guys. How beautiful is this view? Oh my goodness, it's just like food for my soul. It really is food for my soul. It's just absolutely incredible. Anyway, I'm going to take you back in with me so that we can chat about ego. So like I was saying, ego for me, oh my goodness, that looks like it's going to fall. Oh, doesn't look stable now. Note to self. Sit still and stop moving. Anyway, guys, ego. When I talk about, I know, Sarah, isn't it just like, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for ego. I'm gonna throw it out there. You know, for me to create the kind of business that I have done, ego does play a part in it. But, and I'm going to make a massive but here, and I don't like to say but. Anyone that coaches with me or anything like that, you know that I'm like, anything after the word but doesn't matter, or anything before the word but doesn't matter. But the reason I want to use that word right now is I pull my ego out when I need to. For example, when I go on stage, when I go and share, when I'm running seminars or retreats around the world, I have to pull out my ego to get it organized. I don't need to pull it out when I'm speaking to people, absolutely not. However, when I'm getting things organized, when I am running global things, I physically would not get it done unless I had ego. So I want to caveat this morning by saying we need to use our ego to our advantage when we need it. We do not need to be living in a space of ego. Now, what I mean by ego is fear, worry, being obnoxious, being what's the word? Egotistical, I guess, is a really good way of putting it. You know, there's so many different views on ego, and most people hear that word and they cringe. For me, ego resonates really, really quickly and easy. I know exactly what that means. You know, we can't control what we're scared about, guys. What we can do is learn to step through it. And I'm that person. I used to fear so many things. I used to fear, you know, what if I'm traveling the world and I'm really successful? Like, what if? And here I am and I'm doing it. Do you know what? I know my mission. I know my message is really, really important for the world. So I have to show up and I have to do it. You know, if there is anybody watching this now and you're like, oh my God, I really want to do that, you're going to have to pull your ego out from time to time. But today I want to talk about the detrimental side of ego. Anybody, and hit the like and love button. Thanks, Carl. Hit the like and love button if any of this resonates with you. When was the last time you actually put your hand up and said, hey, I need some help? Are you the kind of person that doesn't like to ask for help? You know, because that's ego. Are you the kind of person that is, you know, really wants to succeed at something, but you're not prepared to say, hey, how did you do it? Because I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm going to be really, really real with you guys today. Holding yourself back like that is killing you. And I'm not talking about killing you, hitting your goals or anything like that. It's physically causing detrimental effects to your health. It is let me just repeat that. It is causing detrimental effects to your health. Thinking, I'm okay, I'm all right, I'm an independent woman, will actually kill you. It did nearly me. That was my ego. I don't need no man to survive. I don't need this. I don't need that. I want you guys to know it's great being self-sufficient. It's great being independent. It's great. I mean, for me personally, and I only ever give examples of myself unless somebody says that I can talk about them. For me, if I wasn't an independent woman, I wouldn't be able to travel the world and build the business that I did. I would miss people back home. I would not be able to step into my greatness. So I have to be independent, but that's not who I am. I love being around people. I love cuddles. I love being nurtured. I love being around people that I love. And that is very different to the person that used to be. I used to be like, I couldn't give a shit about you. I'm going to go off. I've got these missions to do. Whereas now I'm like, oh my goodness, I get home, I see my family, I see my friends, and I literally immerse, I morph into part of them because that is who I am. I have such a huge heart. I have so much love to give. By me saying I'm an independent woman and I don't need anybody to survive, that's just my ego talking. That's my protection going up. Now I'm vulnerable as hell. I say to people, do you know what? I don't know where this is going, but do you know what? I really like spending time with you. Or whatever that conversation looks like. Hey, babe, is there any way you could show me the way that you did that? Because do you know what? I think that you're smashing it and I would really love to know how you did that. They're the kind of conversations I have these days. I don't go off on my own, and you know, I found a couple of people who I deemed to be successful, and I want to be really clear with this. Success is different to every single person. People will see me here and see the things that I'm around and be like, oh my God, Lucy's so successful. I want to be real with you guys. For me, I look at myself as successful because I'm happy and I've got inner peace. All of this is just semantics. All of this is just gifts of, you know, gifts of the gods because I've reached that state of inner peace. And I'm really aware of that. All of this could be taken away from me tomorrow if I step back into being a bitch, if I step back into my ego, if I step back into it all being about me. Now, I want to be real with you guys. When I was a project manager of an investment bank, all I thought about was I need to lead. Well, I used to call it lead, but I need to manage. It's my way. You know, it was all about significance. It was all about, well, you know, I'm managing this product, so of course I'm going to be doing it the best. I'm doing this, so of course I'm doing... No, totally incorrect. Totally incorrect. Every single person brings a dynamic to your life that you need, you want, or you've got to be exposed to. It's as simple as that. I am so open and grateful to everybody that comes at me these days. I did a post in my stories, it might be worth blasting through my stories to see it, about everybody being a mirror to you. Now, I've heard something overnight. Well, I didn't hear it overnight, obviously, because I was sleeping, but when I woke up this morning, I was exposed to something here in Dubai, about something that's going on back home. And I was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for showing me what I used to be like, which is what's inspired this Facebook Live. It's absolutely inspired it, because I love looking back at where I came from. I love it. I absolutely love it. It is so precious. It's so precious knowing that I have this gift of perspective these days, which I didn't have before. I didn't have any perspective at all. It was my way. I only had my perspective. And of course there was a challenge, whereas now I look at everybody and from their perspective, they're correct. I don't need my ego for that. The thing I need my ego for is to absolutely smash business. The thing I need my ego for is to step up on that stage in front of hundreds or thousands of people when you're really shitting yourself. Because sometimes you're like, you see the crowds and you're like, oh, holy. That's when you need your ego. That's when you say, hey guys, I need you to come with me. I need you to hold my hand. I need you to be here with me. But every step of the way, I'm asking for help these days. And this is so weird for me, because I always just got stuff done. I always ended up, landing on my feet, as some people would say. For me personally, surrendering to, thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for showing me the way. I'm really grateful to you. And like I was saying yesterday, I'm grateful for everything in my life, guys, particularly, actually it wasn't on here. I was in a law of attraction group yesterday, and somebody was basically saying about how dire their situation had been. And I was like, whoa, all we need to do is look at that dire situation as a blessing. Because today you might not see it as a blessing. And I use the example of my granddad's death. My granddad was my hero. He was my dad. From 2013, my granddad died. He passed, and for 6 months I was like, oh my God, poor me. I miss him so much. I wish I could speak to him. Actually, what he did to me for the last 12 weeks of my life, he helped me create this. He drip fed enough inspiration into me for me to be able to go, after 6 months of me feeling like a victim, fuck, I need to go away. And it was, fuck, I need to go away. And then I met the right people that inspired me to go on and do better. So to my point, I dropped my ego. I watched these people and I was like, oh my goodness, I absolutely would love to live their life. And I followed them and I was inspired by them and I gave gratitude for them. And I did a post a couple of weeks ago about gratitude. There's been a handful of people in my life that have inspired the fuck out of me. They've made me the person that I am today, my granddad being one of them, Ricky, my pal in Sydney, he inspired the hell out of me. If he hadn't been travelling the world, I would never have gone and travelled the world. And now we flip reverse, sometimes he's like, shit man, look what you're doing. And that's what it's about. This life, energetically, if you want to be healthy, you physically cannot bring your ego in. It's not about money in this time. It's not about what somebody else has got. It's not about competition. It's about collaboration. It's about saying, hey, you're smashing it. Please show me how you're doing it. Doesn't mean I'm going to take your ideas. It just means let's collaborate or let's go do something. You're smashing it. There are a lot of people right now that are trying to get one over on each other. That's ego. That's ego 100%. It is never going to serve you. It's going to manifest disease in your body and you're going to get sick. And then you're going to go to a doctor. Then you're going to get diagnosed with something really serious when all you need to do is drop the fucking ego, guys. All you need to do. I just dropped the F-bomb. Oh my God, I'm getting really passionate. Breathe, Lucy. Right, guys. I don't want any of you getting sick on my watch. And I say this to my team, I say it to my coaching clients, I say it to everybody around the world. I don't want you getting sick on my watch. I physically cannot heal every single person. The reason I do these Facebook Lives, the reason I share my methodology, the method to my madness I like to call it, the reason I do this is for you to go away and do the work. It's not easy. Dropping your ego is the most difficult thing, especially for a corporate girl like me. In fact, no, especially for everybody. For everybody. Guys, they need to be the breadwinner. They need to be, they need to be the man. They need to be this, they need to be that. Fuck that. Be vulnerable, be authentic. For somebody like me, who's an ex-corporate girl in a very masculine world, for me to drop my masculine was hard. Hard. Really, really difficult. But you know what? Since I've stepped into my feminine, my health has gone poof. The love that I have, the mission that I'm sharing around the world has just absolutely vibrated up and through me, through the internet, through every single person that I touch on a day-to-day basis. How did I do it? People say to me, how did you do it? Number one, I got my diet on point. Number two, that little thing called ego, I whacked it in the back seat of my car. That's what I did. And when I need her, I whip her out. And every now and again, I feel her coming back into my life and I'm like, whoa, not today, thank you, ego. I'm really grateful that you've shown me that you're still there. And every now and again, somebody will say something to you and you'll get that little feeling starting to rise and sometimes you're gonna pop. I don't remember the last time I popped. Genuinely, I do not remember the last time I popped. Why? Because as soon as it starts raising, I'm like, no, this person is either mirroring you, it's showing you a boundary, or it's trying to connect you to dropping that thing called ego. Your ego will kill you. I'm being really real with you guys. Your ego, anger, hate, resentment, guilt, all of that ego stuff is gonna kill you. I was explaining to a group, I'm in a fibroid group obviously because my fibroids nearly killed me. I was explaining to that group yesterday that I obviously went on one yesterday, like my guides were obviously channeling straight through me because I was obviously adding some value yesterday. In this fibroid group, I went there and I basically said, guys, girls, even, every single dis-ease in your body. So for example, you've got fibroids. Fibroids are a manifestation of something that you are carrying in your life. For me, it was anger. For me, I was so angry with my dad for cheating on my mum and for, splitting up our family. And then I stepped into this, I don't need no man to survive, all of that shit. That's what I harbored onto in my womb and into my gut. There is a reason I had severe colon issues because I was holding that anger in my gut. There was a reason my fibroids nearly killed me because I was holding on to that anger in my womb. That's ego. Anger equals ego. Guilt equals ego. And all of these things, these emotions, people call it emotions. They are, I can hear the washing machine, can you? Right, I'm done now. All of these things are basically your ego. So when I sit here and say to you, your ego is going to kill you, please acknowledge that. Please step into that space of knowing that I'm not talking shit, I'm not talking crap. Genuinely, the reason I have been able to heal my fibroids is because I went and did the work. I went and laid for 3 weeks in Brazil and I did silent meditation and I did womb blessings and I did every single thing that I physically could to go inwards to heal the anger that I was holding towards my dad. And let's be real, guys, I haven't been angry with my dad for a couple of years. So I thought. And this is the reality of it. If somebody like me, who's been on this journey for quite a number of years now, can still be blindsided by the fact that, oh no, I don't have any healing to do around that, when actually I did, this should be a wake-up call to every single person. Every single person that you connect to. And it doesn't mean, hey, that's your ego talking, I'm going to tell you. No, hold a space, become aware of it. Hold space for it. Okay, cool, this person's showing me something that I normally do or I used to do. Thank you so much for the reminder. Step into that space of gratitude every single time and do the work on it, guys. None of us are perfect. Blimey, O'Reilly, I am far from perfect. I fuck up every day, but do you know what? I'm really sorry. Guide me and I will show you. Lead me to who I need to go and help so that I don't need to go through that lesson again. Thank you for the reminder of the person that I used to be. We all have ego, guys. We all have ego so much. Every single one of us has ego. That's okay. Acknowledge it. Say thank you to it. It's part of us. It's this thing here working overtime. It's this thing here giving us a run for our money. And I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. It's about what we do with it from here. Do we go and manifest it as disease in our body? Like, how is this going to work? How is this going to serve you? And just because I use the word serve doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. Guys, your ego is killing you. Ask a number of the ladies' iridologies that I've done recently. So iridology is the the ancient study of using the eye, using a camera to look in the eye to be able to determine the health. Something that I've added into my life just this year. I was very blessed to be training with Tyler over in Bali, and basically every single woman, or 90% of the women today, that I've done to today. Now, I've done about 300 sessions since January. 300. I've done about 300 sessions since January. Absolutely, it's going off. It's going off. Everybody's loving it. A lot of the women have issues in their lungs and their breast area. What is that? It's being nurtured and nurturing. A lot of the women do, because don't worry, I've got this. Don't worry, I've got it. Don't worry, I'll do it. I'll make the tea. Don't worry, no, it's okay, I've got this. I'll do your washing. I'll do this. I'll do that. Ego. Ego. Thank you, that would be really lovely. If you could make me a cup of tea, oh my goodness, I'd be so grateful to you. Thank you. If you could pump the tyres up on my car, oh my goodness, I'd be really grateful for you. Ask for help. If somebody offers, accept it. Especially if it's a guy, right? If a guy wants to do something for you, babe, I'll go fill your car up with petrol. Oh, no, don't worry, I'll do it tomorrow. You're basically emasculating him in that conversation. Okay, babe, cool, thanks. Here's the car keys. Thank you. Thank you. I'll make the dinner. That is all we need to do. Ego is stopping us from everything. Ask for help. Don't get step back and be like, oh, she's really successful. I'm not going to ask her for help. Ask for help. Don't see somebody's business that you want and be like, oh no, I'm stepping away from her because no. Like like that's really challenging me. That's really challenging me that I can't have what she's got. Fucking ask the question. I go to people who I see successful all the time. I'm glad you've had a light bulb moment, babe. I go to people constantly and say to them, how did you do that? I'd love to know. And if they turn around and be like, I ain't sharing it with you, that's okay, that's their ego. I'm aware of that. If they say, book a coaching session with me, that's down to me whether I want to pay the money or not. I help as many people as I possibly can, you know, I do, because this stuff is gold. This stuff is killing people around the world, and they're going to the doctor because they've got colon cancer, and the doctor's never going to sit there and say to you, hey babe, when was the last time you got angry? What anger have you been carrying in your gut since you were 8 years of age, or 5 years of age, or 10 years of age? No doctor is ever going to say that to you. And this is why when I say to you guys, I work on an energetic level, this is what I'm talking about. I go deep. I go and find that gruesome anger or that guilt or whatever, and I rip it the fuck out, and we go and do the work to make sure that the healing is done so that you never go back there. That's how I have amazing testimonials of people getting their eyesight, people, you know, going from stage 4 cancer into remission, people that have got chronic blood disease that need to go on chemotherapy drugs that all of a sudden are okay. That's how I work, you know? And how does it start? It starts with waking the fuck up and realizing that it's you. Harsh reality, right? Because it's much easier to take a pill. It's much easier to blame your partner. It's much easier to do X, Y, and Z rather than go and do the work on yourself. It's really hard. This journey is so hard. Nobody said it was easy. It's the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. And trust me, I've done some really difficult shit. I mean, I fought professional Muay Thai in Thailand against girls that had like 220 fights. You know, that was tough, but in a totally different way. This is about me. This is about me saying, hey, I love you so much. You are worthy of having that undeniable love, having the amazing nutrients to nourish your body, having the self-talk every single day, surrounding yourself by the people that love you rather than the people that want to put you down or hold you back or aren't prepared to say to you, God, you're doing well. This is the stuff that I'm going to be teaching through the self-love webinars and through the self-love club hangs. This is the gold that is going to change your life. All of us step into a place of ego. I had it recently myself. I was spending some time with somebody and he was really challenging me. Why? Because I was watching myself from a couple of years ago. Hurt, thinking that I was always right. And it challenged me because I wanted to be like, fuck you, but I didn't. You know, there was a couple of times where I felt it coming up and I was like, yep, I'm off now, bye. Because I'm not prepared to do that. It's the reason I got sent that person, other than that he's an incredible human being, was to show me my healing. And I'm really open and aware of that. I never, ever get angry with anybody. I always love everybody. If you've ever come into my life, whether physically, virtually, whatever, you're always going to have a special place in my heart. Even the people that have completely screwed me over, I still love them because do you know what? They taught me boundaries. They taught me how to look after myself. They taught me my self-worth. Every single thing, good or bad, I look at as a blessing. Being run over by an ex-boyfriend, I mean, fuck me, it can't get any worse than that. And then him breaking my collarbone a few months later, I'm so grateful to him. Because now I'm aware, as soon as those narcissistic traits come up, I'm aware and I'm like, hey, I'm going to love you and leave you right now. That is where we need to get to, guys. You know, and I don't often talk about that, you know, outwardly, because it's, you know, people go, oh my God, that happened to you. But yeah, it did happen to me. This is the stuff that I share in my retreats, like in a closed room where nobody takes any information away, you know? Like that's the kind of place that I do that. But I want you guys to know, everything is a gift. Every single thing that goes on in our life is a gift. We just don't view it like that because of our ego. Our ego kicks in. Fuck you, how dare you hurt me? No, if they're prepared to hurt you, somebody that they love, imagine what they're doing to themselves. That little flick of a mindset, that tiny little flick of, no, this is not happening. And it's down to having boundaries. It's down to empowering you to love yourself enough. And I know the word self-love make most men cringe. They're like, why do you want to talk about self-love? Or they think it's about masturbation. Neither, right? Self-love is all about loving you, putting you first. Knowing that you are worthy of absolutely everything that you've decided. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I made a commitment to myself. I think it's four and a bit years ago. Oh, there's a dragon in the sky. How beautiful. Whenever I'm going on a rant, there's always a dragon that appears in the sky. So, you know, for me personally, 4.5 years ago-ish, well, it was October 2015. So yeah, 4.5 years ago, I made oh, hang on a minute. No, 3.5 years ago. All the gear and no idea. So I made a commitment to myself that I was going to live life true to my values. My values, as you guys know, is helping people. I know, I can see the light bulbs going on. I know I can't physically see your faces, but I can see the light bulbs. I can feel the energy coming back at me. This is me helping people. On a Wednesday morning whilst I'm in Dubai, whilst I'm traveling, I'm sat here helping people be their best version by me basically saying, hey, this is what I did. This is what I did. This is the journey that I've been on. I know I'm worthy of my hot water and lemon every single day. I know I'm worthy of the money that I spend on my capsules every day. I know I am worthy walking out in this sunshine to go and find myself a beautiful organic cafe for lunch. Like, I know that I'm worthy of all of those things, which is why I'm having it, which is why I've made this life happen. You can sit there and be like, oh my God, I want your life. So go and do something about it. Go and love yourself. Start a business. You know, that's all I did. I decided that I was going to put boundaries in place. Although I was still working on the trading floor, I was going to set up my own business and I was going to go make it happen, because let me be real with you, nobody is coming to save you. Ever. Nobody. The one certainty that we all have in this life, guys, is we're going to die. Do you want to die from ego, manifesting as disease in your body? Or do you want to die living your best life? I know, God forbid if something happened to me tomorrow, it would be my best life. I've helped as many people as I possibly can on this journey. I've travelled the world 1,000,001 times. Your ego is killing you. I want you guys to really immerse in that. That language that I'm using may seem really strong, but your ego is going to kill you unless you identify it, you let go of it, you do the work, you raise your vibration. Your ego is going to kill you, guys. Share this message with everybody that you know and that you love. Make sure that you go share this message with anybody that needs to hear it. And remember, this language for some will be way too harsh. Some people will hear the word ego and be like, I don't have an ego, I'm stepping away from this. But actually, the way that I've just articulated it to you guys, every single one of us have ego. Use it in the best way for you to get the life that you want. That doesn't mean shitting on other people. That doesn't mean slating other people that are doing something similar but not quite the same as you. That means collaboration. That means loving each other. That means loving you enough to know that you are deserved. Anybody that is sat there that won't ask for help, that is shutting themselves away and thinking, I've got to do this on my own, that's ego. That's you thinking that you know, it's a significance issue. Oh, well, I'm not going to ask them for help because, you know, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to prove to the world. No. Go ask for help. Go ask people that inspire you how the hell they've done it. That just drops the ego and it raises your vibration. Anybody that genuinely thinks that they need to be on this ego train, you're going to get sick. And like I say, no doctor will ever, ever, ever explain this to you. And it's really funny. I met somebody, I don't know if it was on a plane or on a train or God knows, I've got no idea. I met somebody the other day and he said to me, so what are you, some sort of doctor? And I was like, no, I'm just a normal girl living my life. Yes, I've been exposed to a nutrition degree and a health coach, but who freaking cares about that stuff? I don't need to be a doctor to know what works best for my body. I don't need to be a doctor to then share it with you guys. I'm a qualified nutritionist, but this nutrition doesn't come into this in the slightest. That's significance. Okay, so what's your qualifications? That's significance. I don't have an ounce of significance anymore. If somebody speaks to me in a way that inspires the fuck out of me, they could be a tramp with no home and nothing, and I will be completely present with that person. Because everybody has a message, guys. It's just our social conditioning which makes you think you've got to listen to the doctors, you've got to listen to X, Y, or Z. It's our conditioning. We've been told doctors are important, prime ministers are important, the government is important, blah, 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 blah. And let's be real, is it really important? Is it F? I'm going to say F rather than drop the F-bomb again. Guys, you can only empower yourself by trusting yourself. Ego is killing us all of us. Like I said, me, last September 2018, I nearly hemorrhaged to death because of anger I was holding in my womb, which was manifesting in fibroids. My ego almost stopped me having a blood transfusion, and I needed 3 bags of blood. I would be dead now if I hadn't had that blood transfusion, and my ego was like, I'm not having someone else's blood, I'm not having someone else's blood, I'm not having someone else's blood. When they said to me, Lucy, you've got less than 40% oxygen in your body, you will die, I was like, give me the damn blood, give me the damn blood, give me the blood. Guys, I share this stuff with you so that it resonates. I share this stuff with you so you hear. Maybe you won't hear it today from me, but you'll hear this message again at some point and you will listen to the words. I have so many people that are so close to me. When I say it these days, they don't listen. But they hear it from somebody else and they're like, oh my God, have you heard this? And I'm like, it's exactly what I say, but I couldn't give a shit where it comes from. That's ego if you do care. I couldn't give a shit where it comes from. As long as people are getting it, it could come from the man on the moon for all I care. We just need to be empowering each other to realise it's not disease or illness that's killing us. It's the manifestation of our ego and the emotions that brings, which is bringing the disease to our body. We all have the opportunity to change this, sort it out, be guided enough to figure it out, you know? We all do. It's just whether we're prepared to go and do the work, whether we're prepared to drop our ego enough to be like, hey, do you know what? I'm one angry mofo. 3 years ago, I sat there and I said to myself, you are angry, Lucy. You need to do something about this. So I did. I changed my diet. I started removing things from my life. I started upping my exercise. I did different things. My anger just dropped away. So what are you going to do? Off the back of this live today, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be able to share this message with? Or what are you going to be able to do to remove your anger or your guilt or whatever? And I see mummy guilt a lot. I'm not a mum, so I can't really comment, but I see mummy guilt a lot spoken about. Like, what do you need to do there? What do you need to do to remove that guilt? Because this old mummy guilt is going to kill you. It's going to manifest in a disease and it's going to kill you. Unless you're living life true to your values, your kids will never do the same. Guys, I hope that you have found this useful today. Like I say, I'm going to be speaking about this stuff on Self Love Club, a webinar on Saturday. So if you want an invite, it's free. It's a totally free webinar. All you need to do is go and click on the link. I think I posted it yesterday. Maybe I'll post it above this. Click on the link, your name, your best email address, and you'll get exposed to even more information like this on Saturday. Have the most amazing day from here in Dubai. I love you guys. Have the most incredible day.